Hey, what's up? So I was struggling if I wanted to. It's so hard to start. All right, one more time. One more time, that's it. All right, Go Feed Yourself, episode 2. So today is a crummy day in Chicago. It's a crummy day in Chicago. I'm wearing my hoodie and sweatpants. I just want to show you for a second. It's cold. It's cold and it's been rainy. And it's so gloomy out today. Like the last couple days in Chicago just absolutely sucked. But that's spring. That's spring in Chicago. It gives you 75 degrees and sunny and then bam, 45 and rainy and nasty. So anyway, I was hesitating to make a food episode because, I'm not in the mood. Like, I'm tired. I got a headache. I kind of feel like crap. But what I'm going to eat tonight absolutely matches how I feel, which is perfect, right? Like, eating isn't an isolated incident, right? It's connected to your mood. It's connected to the atmosphere around you. It's like, it's affected by all these things, right? We don't eat in a bubble, right? So what does that mean? What am I going to make tonight? What is this food episode about? I'm going to tell you. Well, first, this is what I'm going to tell you. I've been having an affair for a very long time, and it was on the hush-hush for a while. But now I'm not shy about it, right? I'm not bashful. I'm not embarrassed by it. So what is it? Home run pizza. This is what I've been having an affair with for a very long time. What is home run pizza, you ask? Well, it's a Chicago staple. It's a pizza company in Chicago, and they just don't make frozen pizzas. Like, there's an actual restaurant you could go to and eat home run pizza, which I haven't done yet, which I really do want to do soon. But here's the thing, right? So it's local, it's affordable, right? Just frozen pizza. And usually when you think of frozen pizza, you're thinking about all the shit that's put in it. Like any kind of fast frozen kind of stuff. You're thinking it's just fucking crap. Just crap. Oops. My niece watches this. I have to be careful with my language. But here we go. Ready? Ingredients. In the crust is just wheat flour, corn oil, yeast, salt. Then you have whole milk mozzarella, pasteurized milk, cheese cultures, salt, enzymes, sauce, tomato puree, water, oregano, salt, black pepper. That's it. That's it. I can pronounce everything that this is made up of. There's no crazy ingredient. I'm going to put it back in the freezer for a second. That I can't figure out, right? I trust all those ingredients. So I'm thinking it's decent. It seems like the cleanest option of frozen pizza one could pick. Anyway, that just blows my mind. So that's home run pizza. I'm going to make it tonight. And as you saw, it was small. It's a mini, and it's perfect for one person. It's the perfect, because here's the thing. I don't like to make a whole home run pizza. Sometimes I have to because I can't find a mini and I'm craving it. I don't want to have leftover pizza because then I'm eating it for dinner and then I'm eating it for like breakfast the next day, of course, right? Cold pizza, and then I'm eating it for lunch. It's just like pizza forever. And I don't want pizza forever because then it makes me kind of feel like crap. So the minis are perfect because it's a perfect portion for dinner. I usually pair it with a salad or something like that. But I'm not tonight because I feel like crap and I don't want anything good for me. I mean, this pizza's not terrible, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't want any leafy greens and all this kind of stuff in there. So that's what I'm going to do. So here's the thing. So the oven is heating up. Yeah, here's the thing. So I used to just, like they have different kinds. There's like a vegetable home run. There's a pepperoni, a sausage, a plain. And sometimes, you get to the grocery store and all they have is plain. You're like, oh, that's not very exciting. And then my friend said, why don't you put your own ingredients on top of it? Like, that didn't occur to me, to put your own ingredients on top of it. Sometimes the most obvious things are not obvious, let me tell you. So I've been doing that now. On purpose, I buy the plain pizza and I zhuzh it up. Zhuzh. Perfect word. Zhuzh. You could use it in many different contexts. In this context is to fancy up a pizza. I'm going to zhuzh it up. So let's see here. And I have a sort of combination of ingredients that are sort of my go-to ones. First, being mushrooms. I have a couple left. Garlic. You're going to find out that I absolutely love garlic. I put it on literally everything. And onion, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut up in little pieces. I mean, this is a small pizza, so I only need like a couple slices and dices of just all these things. That's it. I also put one or two other things on it, so I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to cut those ingredients up, and then I'll come back, and then we'll move on from there, okay? All right? Don't go anywhere. Okay. All right, I'm back. So the oven just beeped at me, so it's about ready, and I've cut up some things. So let me show you. Let me show you. And I have to turn the phone around because I don't know how to, it doesn't do that mirroring thing, you know, that phones do. Anyway. So excuse the video handling, the camera handling, but. All right, so there's the pizza. And I have mushrooms. You know, I just cut them into thin slivers. Onions, like cut crudely, you know, it's just, you know, I'm not a perfectionist here. And how do we do this? And garlic. So those are really all my ingredients. And then I have two other things that I put on top, which I will show you. All right, so here we go. This is going to make an amazing pizza. So here's another ingredient I didn't show you yet. Red pepper flakes. So ever since I moved to Chicago, I want spicy food. It's like I never craved it. It's like food is like not awake until you put something spicy on it, and then all of a sudden, you know, it comes to life. So I always have red pepper flakes around, and I put it on many things. I mean, I don't like crazy heat, right? Like I'm still a newbie when it comes to that. But anyway, I'm just gonna put on some flakes. I mean, you could put dried oregano. I mean, God, you could put anything on this pizza. It's like whatever you like, right? So what I like is mushrooms and onions and garlic and red pepper flakes and smoked paprika. I don't know if it's because I'm Hungarian, but I have 3 different kinds of paprika in the house. And the one that is closest to the stove that I use most often is the smoked paprika. It goes in waves. Like it was sweet paprika for a while. Now it's smoked. It's so savory. It's so substantial. Like the smell is so like thick and substantial. It's so delicious. I love it so much, and I put it on many, many things, like a home run pizza. But I like to, when do I like to put it on? I'll put it on now. So it's on like the bottom layer with the pepper flakes. So I'm just gonna put on, you see this? Yeah. Just like a thin layer. I mean, get fun, get creative, you know, with this whole process. What I love about this and sort of the way I cook is that, well, I don't like anything complex, right? But like that first episode with the chicken, very easy. This, of course, very easy. But I like a lot of freedom when I cook. Like it could be this ingredient or that. It could be this much or that. It doesn't matter. You know, there's not like a science to it. I want to be flexible in my cooking. So anyway, maybe I just digressed. I'm not sure. Okay, move on, Raina. Okay, so I'm going to put garlic next because I want it to lay flat on the pizza. I mean, I guess there's like a little science behind all of this. I don't want the garlic to be on top. I want it to hit the surface of the pizza so then the juices of the garlic kind of sizzle up and spread its wonderful garlic juices all over the cheese. So maybe that's the reason why I put it down. So there's like a little precision right now in what I'm doing. And then I'm going to put mushrooms next. And I'm just going to, you know, put them in a nice layer on the pizza. I'm going to tell on myself again. I worked at Domino's Pizza as a delivery driver, which there's nothing wrong with it. It was a great job. It was a great job. It was high school. And I had so much of their frozen pizza, which is that shit pizza. That's shit pizza. Home Run isn't like that. Home Run's very different. Okay, there we are. And then onions. I think I cut up too many. Like you don't want to put so many ingredients on, because then you're gonna like, I feel like if I put too many onions on, it would add too much moisture, like too many ingredients. Like there's all this kind of liquid or juices that come out of ingredients, right? Like mushrooms, when you cook them, releases all of this kind of moisture, and onions. So, you know, the more you put on, it's almost like the longer you have to cook it, because all that moisture has to be evaporated a little bit, so it gets kind of, you know, crispy and whatnot. So just be mindful of that. You don't want like a tower of ingredients on your pizza. You know, err on the side of caution. All right, so there we go. I'm going to put a little more smoked paprika, because I know I love it so much, on top of all of that. So look, this is like a little crafted pizza. It's like you just take a frozen pizza, zhuzh it up, and it's like a little piece of art that you're creating. Let me show you what it looks like. There you go. That's my pizza. All right, so I'm gonna put it in the oven for like, I think it's 15 minutes. Give or take. Like I like it really cooked, like where it's almost burnt. So I'm gonna put it in for probably a little longer than it calls for. And of course, when I take it out, I'm gonna show you. Maybe I'll even have a bite and let you know how delicious it is. So yeah, so I'll be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Check you soon. All right, oven just went beep, 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 meaning it is done. All right, let me get the pizza. All right. Whew. Oven is hot. Wow. That looks so good. Okay. Let me turn the oven off. Off. Okay. All right, so it's done. Let me show you. Now remember, I like it a little overcooked. So if it looks kind of dark to you, just know that that's my style. There we go. Yeah, I like when the cheese gets like kind of browned and almost like black. I really like that. All right, it makes the cheese a little saltier when it's kind of overcooked. So here we go. So I'm gonna cut it, I'm gonna eat it, I'm gonna tell you how good it is. But you know what I failed to tell you is why I like this pizza so much. So, all right, it's so hot. I could pause for a second. Why do I like, let me tell you that this is frozen pizza. Like I don't put it in the category of like amazing, you know, pizzeria pizza. Like I don't do that, right? Like I'm from Connecticut. Well, my whole family's from New York. I always have to say that, but I'm from Connecticut and I live near New Haven. And if you know anything about New Haven, you know that one of the best pizzerias is located in New Haven called Pepe's. Now, some people hear Pepe's and they're like, oh, such a tourist place. It's, you know, it's almost too well known, you know, and they somehow get bothered by it, thinking it's not as good as it is because it's so, I mean, it's not commercial, but it's just so popular. But let me tell you that Pepe's Pizza is probably the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Like I could go on and on. I'm not going to. I could go on and on and on about Pepe's Pizza, especially their white clam pizza, but I won't, which is very unique to Connecticut, may I say. So I know the difference. Like there's different categories of pizza, right? I'm putting this in the category of frozen pizza, and that's it. And in the category of frozen pizza, I put it way up high. Way up high. But what I like about it is, well, again, it's like, it seems to be like fresh-ish ingredients. The crust is very dense. And something about that texture is so good. I can't explain why. It's just like, it's thick, it's solid, and it's super good. And that's it. I mean, like the cheese tastes like cheese. The sauce tastes fine, you know, it's just tangy enough and all this stuff. And I think it's really the crust too. I think the crust really makes it. And then when you put your own ingredients over it, it's just, you know, turns out to be delicious. I don't know. I'm so addicted to this stuff. Okay, let me cut it. So hold on. It's a little hard to cut because I overcooked it a little bit on purpose. Okay. I want to take a bite and let you know how good it is, but it's also really hot. So, So will I take a bite or not? I'm not going to, because it's really hot. And then once you burn your mouth, it's like your mouth is screwed for like hours, right? And I don't want to do that. I don't want to burn the inside of my mouth. But I do know for a fact that this is going to be delicious. It already, it smells so good already. And you know what smells so amazing? It's like the first smells that come to my mind is the garlic and the onion. The mushroom smells there. It's a little more subtle, right? It's like a little more, it like falls a little below the garlic and the onions. But you know what I smell too is that smoked paprika. Smoked paprika, garlic, and mushrooms are a perfect combination. They're like this like triangle of like perfection. And the onions are just an added compliment. So, but I have some of those chili pepper flakes, so it's going to give me like a little zing as I eat it. And that's it. Like, you know, you don't have to worry that you're eating frozen pizza. You know, I feel fine about it. This is what I want. It's shitty out. I don't feel like cooking. I'm not in the mood. I just want frozen pizza. Sometimes I have this with a salad. I don't want a salad. I want to get straight to the point. That's it. It's going to fill me up. It's definitely going to fill me up because the crust is so dense. So it's a very filling pizza. And that's it. And I'm happy. So there we go. Episode 2, go feed yourself. There's not a recipe to share with you, right? So you just have to like watch what I did and just like, you know, figure out what you want to do on your frozen pizza. So go feed yourself. Go. Go. Bye. All right. P.S. I've had a bite and I realized that there's some kind of adjectives that I did not use when describing this pizza that now that I'm eating it, you know, occurs to me. So here's a piece. I did want to kind of eat it in front of you. It's not as hot as it used to be, so I'll show you. I'm sorry. It is so good. It is so good. All right. Well, the cheese is delicious. It's like mozzarella. It tastes like mozzarella. It is. That alone, amazing. Next thing I taste is the garlic. It is so good. It's so aromatic. It's like the first thing. It like kind of fills this part of your face with flavor. And then actually, what stabilizes the garlic is the mushrooms. It's like a nice kind of like mushrooms are kind of subtle and they fall sort of in the background. I mean, not all mushrooms, but the mushrooms I use, like the taste kind of falls in the background. Supports that garlic. And the onion is just, I don't know, it just kind of like dances around. It's a flavor with everything else. The smoked paprika is key. It's so key. I can't explain why. Like, this feels like the Hobbit of pizzas. Like, the flavor, it's so of the earth. And like, what I was going to say is like, again, with this crust that I love so much, it's so, I don't know. It's like, again, it's so dense. It's like, it's so crumbly, but it's compact and I don't know. It's like, it seems really raw in some weird way. I'm not using the right words, but the crust is something special. So the crust seems like a Hobbit kind of crust. I don't know why I'm constantly saying Hobbit, but whatever. The smoked paprika, it's very earthbound and savory with the mushrooms and the garlic and the onion. Anyway, it makes it a perfect tasting pizza. I'm absolutely satisfied and I suggest doing this with your home run pizza. Okay, goodbye. For real. Goodbye now. Go feed yourself.